Welcome back. Our next guest is Dr. Heather Hans. She is a psychotherapist who has helped many people live their best lives. Dr. Hans, welcome. It's so good to see you.
Thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to be here. I love your work.
Thank you. I wanted to start with talking about some research you've done. You discovered something called improvisation visualization. What is that and how does that help people?
Yes, so this is actually a fun way to help your mental health and wellness because, most people don't like to, deal with or uncover some maybe unpleasant patterns that they're working with or stressful memories. And I discovered this in my doctoral research where I was looking for a way to treat young women with anxiety. That was my client base at that time, the majority of my client base. And I had discovered both visualization and improvisation at some other point in time, and come to find out there's all this research on how they can reduce anxiety. So I put them together in a process that's actually also meant to be performed on TV or on stage because it's really entertaining. You think of improv, and it's more than I could say just in a short snippet, but the key is that when you visualize what you want and then you improvise your way there, it not only helps you reach that goal, but it reduces anxiety along the way.
Yeah. I took improv classes in LA at the Ground Wings, and there's a lot of yes and there's a lot of performance. What does this process look like? I can't imagine it in a clinical setting.
Yes, I'm so glad you've taken it. So you know that part of improv is yes and. You never say no to someone because you keep the flow going of improvisation. And the way I kind of discovered the freeing technique of improvisation is I did a long journey or a long workshop at one point that was in California, and it was all for improv, every day, multi-day workshop. And I felt so free. We were all just making fools of ourselves, rolling around at one point, and it really helped to diminish, perfectionism. Of course, I like to be prepared and have things go a certain way, but with improv, you can't do that. And just being able to be your natural, weird, funny, goofy self, that reduces anxiety. So that was how I kind of came on that one. And then the visualization, I stumbled upon again years ago because I'm very into spirituality and different kind of esoteric and occult studies even, and I found this, this process of visualization. There's tons of research that's been done on it. Everyone from surgeons to lawyers to sports players use it to reach their goal. And through my research, I also found that it helps people reduce their anxiety as they're reaching their goal.
Wow. So have you used this technique in your own life to overcome anything?
Yes, I have. I use it all the time. In fact, when I'm on television, I do the live TV on 9 News, and that has to be very improv because you don't get the takes. But if you think about it, all of life is improv, no matter how much we plan. And so I feel like I use it every day to, when I've had something come up and that didn't go as planned. And the way that I use it is to say, okay, this is, whether it's, okay, I just got the hiccups and I'm about to go on TV or, or something really big, personal. I look at, okay, I can do this, and you just have to be very present in the moment. This is why it works. Improvisation is about being so mindful and present right now. And you can't do that when you're thinking about the past or the future, and all of our power is in the now. So yeah, I feel like I use it every day.
That's amazing. One of my favorite quotes is, people make plans and God laughs.
Yes, exactly.
Because life is all about getting thrown curveballs all the time. I tell my kids that too. It's like, you got to go with the flow. You never know what's going to happen. So that's a really important tool to have.
Absolutely. I think of life as like one series of mistakes and repairs. Because it is. It's like and even with parenthood, as you bring that up. In my research on parenthood, I found out that it's not about being a perfect mother, it's about repairing the mistakes when you weren't present with your kids. And that's what creates the security, that they see that, oh yeah, you can repair that. You don't have to be perfect.
I love that you brought that up, because I just read an article about how it affects children to see their parents constantly on their phones, right? And so I try to put my phone away to be present with my kids, like you said, and pay them attention and be there. And that means so much to them. Have you found that, our devices make it really hard for people to be present?
Yes. And your kids are very lucky that you're very conscientious like that, because kids know, even animals can sense, when you're not present. And I know personally we have a rule, like you don't look at the phone at the table, the dinner table, and just like having certain boundaries, but also realizing that the kids grow up fast, and a lot of times all it takes is just a few minutes of connection that really fills people up. You don't have to like never be on your phone or not doing other things, but when you're with someone, to just really be fully present is a gift, and it really doesn't take that much away from the stuff you scroll through that you're probably not going to remember anyway.
Absolutely. And you're a big proponent of holistic fitness, correct?
Yes.
So what is that, and what are some takeaways that people can just start doing today, maybe to feel better?
Oh, I love that. I love that you're asking for practical tips, because it's easy, especially with psychology, to talk. A lot of it you can't see with your eyes, what someone's psychology is, but I like bringing it down to earth like that. And when I think of holistic wellness, I just think you can't be fully healthy and whole unless you have the mind, body, and spirit all healthy. Not that we're static or just all perfect and healthy, but at least on that path. And so, couple things I would say is, first of all, I think most people know about exercise and how important that is, not just physically, but for your mental health and spiritually as well. In fact, the root cause of anxiety, as far as I'm concerned, this is my clinical specialty, is spiritual illness. Because you can teach people the techniques, but if they don't have that inner knowing, they're going to keep being anxious about new things. So a couple things I would suggest for people is kind of what we're talking about with the mindfulness and improvisation, is paying attention to your physical body sensations. That's the easiest, quickest way to get out of your head. So like right now, if you are very quiet, I can hear like the sound of maybe a computer, and you can see the bright lights and things that you normally don't see that aren't even a big deal, the color of the flowers, but just doing that, taking the time to do that, helps you get out of your worries, even if it's for a second. And then another thing to do is learn how to put your thoughts on trial. In other words, most people walk around believing that their thoughts and perspectives are reality. And instead, when you have a stressful thought, examine it. Is that true? Is that my perspective? And if it's not true, then you switch the thought. That's how creative we are. We can switch our thoughts and switch our realities by choice, really.
Right.
So just kind of questioning and then choosing a new thought.
Yeah. There was a philosopher that said the things that we worry about are just in our imagination. They're things that might never happen, probably won't ever happen, right?
Exactly.
Why do you think we're on this hamster wheel of ruminating on worries and thoughts? Do you think it's maybe our culture and society are contributing to this right now?
I'm sure, because there's never like one reason for anything. It's usually a combination. I do think, again, back to the spiritual illness and just illness in general, people are scared to feel calm. They're scared to be with themselves. They're scared to sit in silence. They're scared to, not have approval or. So having a core meaning in your life, something that's driving you, can help with that, because if you don't prioritize your health, you won't be healthy. It has to be the priority. And the healthier you are in mind, body, and spirit, then you're going to be giving more to other people as well.
Absolutely. You know, I say that as a mother. I'm going to use this example again.
Yeah.
Like, I have to take care of myself. I have to prioritize sleep and health and exercise and all the things so I can be the best mom I can be. And, you know, I see some people in this day and age, they're the hustle culture. They're working long hours. They're getting really worn down and burnt out. And I do think some of these tools that you brought up could be so helpful for so many people, you know, going through anxiety and stress.
Yes.
And can people work with you? Are you taking clients?
Yeah, so I do. I have a therapy practice for Colorado residents, and then I also have coaching. So they're two different things. Psychotherapy, people can get a hold of me. My schedule's pretty full for that, but for coaching, that's a little different. It's more, you know, setting your goals, taking responsibility, and I provide kind of like more consulting in a way, just more education and helping people stay on track. So yes, those are all available. And then I also have a course on reducing anxiety that's very affordable, and that's on my website as well.
Amazing. So what's your website? We'll tell the viewers.
So yes, it's heatherhans.com. Thank you so much. And I also offer live speaking for all sorts of groups, whether it's a company, nonprofits, even social groups, and even families. I do presentations for sometimes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Hans. I really enjoyed speaking with you today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Go!